up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Graham Rucker for the touchdown. Graham shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Off and rolling here on a Tuesday. I am Brandon Beam hanging out with my guy A-Ward Sports, Austin Ward, and we got our guy Rhyme Time behind the glass. We are live, my friend, over at Yogi's in Grandview, sandwiched right between 5th and 3rd Avenues over here. It's a lovely night, Austin, and it's Texas week. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
It is great to be here. It is great to have a game week to break down, Beamer. It's just electric. I mean, we got Ohio State and Texas on Saturday. We've got
no other shenanigans going on in the college football world right now.
I mean, I would love the conversation came up, and Ryan Day did not put too fine a point on it. The team that handles the distractions the best is going to win the game on Saturday.
We have a certain amount of distractions here.
But it's not one that actually is going to impact people in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. Like, I'm sure that I know that there are people that are aware of it, but I don't think that anyone is spending too much time thinking about non-football related shenanigans.
Nor should they be during Texas week.
I wish that I wasn't.
But you, my friend, are right in the middle.
I was somehow right in the middle of the shenanigans. I didn't ask for that.
We will get to that a little bit later on in the program. We got a great show lined up for here tonight. Reimer just mentioned there in the Sports Center update. We had the first Game Week Ryan Day press conference. We'll hear through him scattered throughout the program a little bit later. 6:30, we will do Buckeye season total over-unders. Good friend Josh over at 11 Warriors does this every single year, does a fantastic job. So do that coming up here at the bottom of the hour. We will go on the trail with the fabulous Jeremy Birmingham coming up around 6:46. We will get to the stadium bans, not bans, TV issues, blackouts. All that will come up in the College Football Pulse at 7 o'clock. More Ryan Day in the 7 o'clock hour, then we'll answer, at least try to, your question of the day. You want to get down here to Yogi's, though. By the way, this is the last time we're doing this. We've done this for the last 8 to 10 weeks. It's been terrific. Again, we're out in Grandview. $3 Coors Light draft specials from 6 to 8. So that is a reason enough to come by Yogi's.
It's a Coors Light 3's Day.
Exactly, and get to hang out with us. But the bigger kicker of this entire thing is if you do get down here, by about 7:30, I think is when we're going to cut things off. You come down to Yogi's in Grandview. You go see our great friend Dan or Grant from Coors Light or Chris. We will enter you into a raffle. The winner of said raffle tonight here at Yogi's in Grandview, a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas. Noon Saturday at the Horseshoe.
Whoa!
How about that?
Those are big dollar seats.
Those are big dollar seats.
Have you been checking the secondary market?
I have, and they have gone up from when we last discussed what the potential price could be.
Imagine that. It's like people are excited to see the national champions back in action in a number 1 versus number 2 game in the only poll that matters, which is the coaches poll.
That is correct.
The most
AP poll,
respected poll in the world.
No one needs the AP poll, all right? The coaches poll is the only one that matters. So come out tonight, Yogi's in Grandview. Again, 6 to 8, $3 Coors Light draft specials. Everybody over here is fantastic. It's great. And an opportunity to be entered into a raffle to win Ohio State and Texas tickets. Austin, what did you take away today? It is game week. We got Texas coming up here on Saturday. I could already feel and smell the football in the air. What did you take away from the Woody today?
Well, serious Ryan Day was back today. That was not a fun-loving, frivolous press conference from Ryan Day.
It was. I watched it.
He's locked in.
I watched it on the YouTube earlier today on 10 TV, which was great. That they had that running up, and I could feel that as well. I mean, we listened to a lot of Ryan Day here during training camp, and we get to talk to a lot of assistants and all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, it was very locked in and businesslike earlier on this afternoon.
On Snap Judgments, Birm called it the most boring Ryan Day press conference of all time. I don't think I'd go that far. That seems like hyperbole. That's too much.
And we are lucky because rarely are they super
and that is
boring.
the point, because normally Ryan Day, even in a bad mood, even in a locked-in mode, he's still going to give you pretty lengthy, descriptive answers. And to some questions, he did that today. And I'm not being critical of it. He's playing the number 1 team in the country in a rematch with a bunch of new starters on defense and a new starter at quarterback and a new defensive coordinator
at home,
and Brian Hartline calling plays for the first time on offense. He has a lot on his plate. him needing to go have his most freewheeling press conference of all time, unnecessary. Not asking for that.
Not the time to do that.
But I think there are like some areas of the depth chart where it's like maybe we could get a little deeper into that. And it's like who's a backup defensive tackle or who's going to kick or punt. And I asked about the punt return game, and he's like,
No.
What? No. Zip it, Austin.
Right. Is Brian Hartline and Matt Patricia, where are they going to be? Well, they have their own game plans. I don't want to forget anybody. And then he had to circle back around like 5 minutes later. Actually, they'll be in the booth.
But he still didn't say where Matt Patricia was going to be.
Was it just Brian?
Doug Lamreese asked specifically where Brian was going to be. And he said, yeah, Hart's going to be up in the box. Which I don't know, I maybe could have made a case either way. I'm mildly surprised that is the move, that he's going to go upstairs, because given the communication and familiarity that he has with Keenan Bailey, like I think Keenan Bailey's still going to be upstairs as well, but it's like you can send
Devin Jordan in that room now too.
But yeah, you could have had either one of those guys up there, and like because it's been Brian Hartline's entire career, both as a player and as a coach. Like you're going to be down there, get communication with the wide receivers, stalking around the sideline. I have a lot of vivid memories and pictures in my mind of Brian Hartline doing exactly that since he's been at Ohio State. It's like there's a part of me that thought well, maybe that'd be too tough for him to give up. But it's along those same lines. Like if you want to be the best version of yourself, the best play caller, you might need that clean, that sterile environment that we hear coordinators talk about all the time for play calling. And you might have to give something up the same way that Ryan Day had to give up the play calling himself to get Ohio State to that spot where he needed it to be and where he needed to be in his career development as the CEO of the program. So, that'll be an adjustment for Brian Hartline.
I think it's another part of the plan, right? Another part in the escalation process of where he started at with this program, Austin, to where he is at now.
And then the real genius move, the pro-level move from Ryan Day is like he got asked specifically about Brian Hartline, did not answer about Matt Patricia. So that means one of the things that we have to ask on Wednesday night in the lightning round is like, hey, can we just get some clarity on that with your defensive coordinator?
Is he going to be up in the box, too?
And so then somebody's got to burn a question on that tomorrow. It's like, all right, the lightning round has one thing scratched off the list. He doesn't, that's an easy one. That's not going to be a strategic advantage or disadvantage for Texas on Saturday. It won't make any difference to the way they prep. Not that who is returning punts or kickoffs probably would either, especially because Ohio State doesn't really care that much about returning kickoffs, which is why I was like, hey, who's going to do that? And he's like,
TBD.
Nice try, Austin.
You will see at 12:09.
Move on. You already got a punter and a kicker. That's all you're going to get.
You're going to see at 12:09 on Saturday afternoon if Ohio State is the one returning the opening kickoff.
Yeah, that's right. Is that you betting on a coin flip? Is that what we're doing now?
I might.
You said overs and unders. We got to have a bold prediction for the heads or tails on Saturday.
Tails will win more times than heads this year. That's my bold pick.
Come on, Beam.
For this evening.
It's heads.
No, it's not. Tails never fails. That's the
Spencer
old adage.
Holbrook and I love to keep track of Ohio State's record on coin flips. It's not been good lately.
It's bad?
Oh, yeah, it's bad.
I didn't know you guys were deep diving the analytics of the coin flips.
I'm going to have to go check in the notebook, but I think someone out there probably already has the number on their fingertips.
Yeah.
But I thought, during the regular season, I thought Ohio State was 3-9 or something.
Oh,
like
it's
that.
terrible.
Yeah, they're not good on coin flips.
That's like reverse of their regular season record of last year.
But it turns out, if you're Ohio State, you just don't want to win the coin flip.
Okay, yeah, you're right, because everything's been pretty good from there, from that perspective. How many times have you been asked this week, leading into this game, what do you think's going to happen on Saturday? Because yesterday I was doing some shopping, doing some grocery shopping, and shout out to my guy Alan. He works at Weiland's in the meat department. He's a great guy. He said, what do you think's going to happen on Saturday? And I said, I have no clue, Alan. I think both teams are working in new quarterbacks. Now, Julian's saying newer than Arch Manning. Arch Manning does have a couple of starts under his belt. Both teams lost a ton of guys to the NFL draft. Both teams are trying to learn this on the fly in a hostile environment in a 1 versus 2 matchup, 3 if you're the AP poll. I don't know what's going to happen, Austin. The suspense is killing me. I hope it lasts.
Yeah, I don't know why you said this week how many times I've been asked.
I know through the course of the season, but we're in game week, and I feel like it's been ramped up since the weekend.
Yeah, we capped off the Rupp side. Allie's birthday. It seems like everyone in her family has a birthday in August or within the last week. Mm-hmm. So we were at the pool on Sunday for that last celebration, all of it together, and it was like, all right, can we just get everyone together? You all want to know what my prediction is. Let's
huddle around the campfire.
I'm only going to do this one time for you all because you have direct access.
38-6.
But
Buckeyes.
I think the thing I'm most confident in being is an under in this game.
Okay.
Because
What's the number?
I think it's around 45, 46.
Okay.
And I would be comfortable at 10 points less than that, to be honest. I think that because of everything that we talked about with the newness, it applies on both sides. For some reason, the perception has been that it's only Ohio State that has to replace good players. Texas has just as many. They didn't have as many draft picks, but you look at the returning production, it's virtually identical for these teams. And they both have new quarterbacks.
Yep.
They both Ohio State's defensive line is being completely replaced. Well, guess what? So is Texas's offensive line. That's a pretty much a wash there for that matchup. But anytime you have week one, and the game that I keep thinking back to is 2 years ago when Ohio State had C.J. Stroud back, or 3 years ago. The time flies. C.J. Stroud's second game, second year as a starter, and it's like, why aren't they just picking apart this Notre Dame team? Both sides are a bunch of disjointed play. That's what openers are about.
Yeah.
Even if you are very experienced, it is difficult to play this game and simulate it as much as you try in training camp. The physicality and the speed of the game is so different once you start. And having somebody hit you that's not a teammate who might be trying to take care of you.
I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of trying to take care of your opponent coming up.
Ripping your head off for Texas and Ohio State, especially given the stakes and the rematch.
As it should be, the way that Kansas State and Iowa State was this weekend.
And that, you think, well, okay, that game was really ugly in the first half. Well, it's bad weather, it's traveling to Ireland, it's this, that, it's the other thing. That's what week one games look like. Now, that was week 0, but the same thing I think is going to be true, especially in the first half of this game, and maybe they start finding their footing. But also the last time these two teams played, it took Jack Sawyer scooping and sawyering for that game to turn out 28-14. It was a low-scoring slugfest up to that point with much more veteran versions of these same two programs. So I think it's going to be...
With the screen, by the way, right before halftime that...
Well, big players need to make big plays in big-time games.
Yeah.
And that was an important message that Ryan Day took from his conversation with Tim May, and he'll take that into the locker room at some point this week. Important to get all that on the table. But I do think it's going to be low scoring.
Okay.
And I believe Ohio State's defense, skip ahead to the end of the show, I think that they're going to make more plays and make life more difficult for Arch Manning and have the horseshoe on their side. I think they'll win the game because of that.
Birm called it a very boring Ryan Day. I didn't think so when I was listening. It was very businesslike. But what's he saying heading into the Texas game this Saturday? You're going to hear from the head coach of your Ohio State Buckeyes. Next, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Do you want to sell your property, however, you need a little help getting through the process? Let's say you have years of belongings in the home. It needs a lot of updating, you're overwhelmed, you might not be big on technology, and you may need help finding a place to go. I will help you. Maybe you've gone through a divorce or a bad breakup or a relative moved out. It's been hard, and you just want to take what you want and leave the rest behind. I will help you. Retiring and want to sell your commercial properties or land. I will help you. Sellers, whether you're selling as is or selling for top dollar, you're no longer alone. Visit us today at TurboTrackRealty.com or call me now for an all-cash offer and, more importantly, the help you need at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Buckeye fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Ohio State sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
Love your Buckeyes? Love Donato's Pizza? Love cookies? Then you're really going to love this. It's Donato's new Buckeye Cravings Combo. A large one-topping pizza served up with 4 decadent peanut butter frosted chocolate cookies, all for just $19.99. Perfect for game day or any day here in Buckeye Nation. Order your Donato's Buckeyes Cravings Combo today. More pizza, more cookies, more Buckeyes. Donato's. Gotta love more.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Now, where can you get a full suite of business banking services served up by well-trained, caring employees with unquestionable integrity? It's right here at Heartland. Relationships matter. I'm Scott McComb. Come over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Rare banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Morning Juice is now on YouTube weekday mornings starting at 6. If you're a fan of Bobby Carpenter, he's ready to attack and dominate. If you're a fan of Jeff Dudoff, drive directly to a hospital. Seriously, The Fan.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Keep your summer fun going in a new Toyota RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through September 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid, excludes plug-ins, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Fan weather
from the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunny skies, light winds, and temperatures in the low to mid 70s on this Tuesday. Overnight down to the mid to upper 40s with clear skies and light winds. And after another cool start, a perfect finish on Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine back in the mid 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
We here at The Fan believe there's no such thing as too much Ohio State coverage. You're locked into the Buckeye Show.
Got my guy Austin Ward with me tonight. We are live out at Yogi's in Grandview. You want to get down here, too, in the next hour and change or so. We're going to be here until 8. Got $3 Coors Light draft specials here for this evening, which is fantastic. But if you get here, we're giving away a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State in Texas Saturday at the Horseshoe. Chris is walking around. Dan was walking around. Get all kinds of stuff. So get down here. Great opportunity to not spend thousands of dollars on tickets to go see your Buckeyes play the Texas Longhorns this weekend.
I'd say this is probably the best odds of winning Ohio State Texas tickets that you're going to find.
I would concur.
And if you get them for free, that's better than several $100s on the secondary market, which is about what you're going to have to cough up right now to be at this opener.
Yeah, I mean, right? I mean, everyone's asking, you guys going to the game? I'm like, I'm not. I'm doing post-game. My press box snob friend, Austin Ward, he's going to be there.
PBS, baby.
What time are you going to get to the Horseshoe? Because, I mean, you got game day there. You got Big Noon. It's Lee Corso's last time at game day. It's the first game of the season. It's Texas. It's Ohio State. It's got everything you could possibly want. What time, how are you dedicating your morning to getting over to the Horseshoe?
I think that Birm and I will leave the Ward House at 7:50 a.m.
Okay.
Now, we have a dedicated route we always use, and thank goodness that is the one, because there's going to be a different traffic pattern. Jerry Emig offered a reminder for that before Ryan Day's press conference today. It was like, given the new Cannon Drive, the way that Woody Hayes is constructed, you're not going through. Like, you're not getting through on that road. And we don't anyway. So we shoot down, take Ackerman over to High, shoot down to Woodruff, fire in there to Tuttle Garage from that route. And it, on a good day, on a Grambling State day, we might make it in about 25 minutes.
On a Texas day.
On a Texas day.
45 to 50?
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to take close to an hour. So it's real frustrating because you head down, and we're taking Olentangy. You get down close to Ackerman, and you're like, you can see the shoe.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like we're right there.
And then you turn left and go away from it, and it disappears from view.
We're going further away because it's the fake optimism. Like, we're so close. We're going to be there in 5 minutes. No, we're not. Not even close. And you start heading down, and people are still leaving their cars on the side of High Street.
Oh, it's chaos.
Tie these out, tow these out.
Tow it, doesn't matter. Who cares about it? We'll get it later.
Yeah, but we can always tell, even at that time, what's the atmosphere going to be like? Who's locked in for this noon kickoff? Based on the foot traffic, you start getting down there closer towards campus and half-mile north.
Especially that drive down. Well, I guess you're driving down High Street. I was going to say, if you drove down East Woodruff, that's a whole different story when you start getting inside of the houses.
Well, yeah. I mean,
you can see it from High Street.
We've got a good feel. We can tell what the pulse is going to be like on that day. How many jerseys are out? If we've got the sundress crowd in attendance, what's going to be happening? Which I guess that part of the season is over. If it's actually going to be
72 degrees, 72 degrees at kickoff. Real feel. I was just looking it up for Saturday. 68 degrees at 12 noon Saturday.
I cannot believe it. You told me that last Tuesday.
I know, hard to believe.
So that's the 10-day forecast. I'm still taking over 90 degrees. And for a press box snob, it'll still feel like that behind the glass. I promise.
We're inside the 4-day window now.
It'll be cooler outside of the press box than it will be in it. It's a wild turn of events.
You're like an ant with the magnifying glass.
And then you got the air conditioning on in there. I guess maybe they'll kick on the heat. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
But, we'll leave by 7:50. We'll have on the Austin and Birm show some pregame keys. Hopefully we'll have those up and live on the 97.1 The Fan YouTube channel by about 9:30. Get some availability report action. I'm sure it'll be very specific about everything that Ohio State's dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
Not expecting at this point many surprises. We've been checking guys coming off the field after Tuesday availability last week, Wednesday availability last week, everything going on there. It seems like this team's going to be pretty healthy. So, knock on wood for that. There's a practice that's wrapping up right now, and there's another big one tomorrow. This one tonight was supposed to be, as Ryan Day said, Beamer, pretty physical and a lot of good-on-good action.
Good. All right. That's how you get better, Austin, in practicing. You had mentioned Ryan Day. You went to talk to him a little bit earlier on over at the Woody. Let's hear from him. Shall we, Reimer? We'll go to 45404, Ryan Day, and how exciting it is to kick off the season like this one.
Well, first off, I think it's great for college football playing a game like this opening weekend, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for Sark, for his coaching staff, for the players, and we're excited to play these guys. It's rare that you would kind of play someone like this towards the end of the season and start the regular season with them, but here we are, and I think it's going to give us a great barometer coming out of the first game. But for us, as we talked about before, the preparation starts really early because you got to be on point, and we got to play a clean game. That's very, very important. And so, as you get closer and closer to the game, you just do everything you can to prepare the guys. I think when you look at our season, which is unique this year, one of your goals should be to win the opener. I mean, that's clear. We did that when we had Big Ten games to open the season, win the opener, and then you kind of go from there, which allows us an opportunity to focus on one game at a time. And then, once this game's over, we'll figure out what we did well, what we need to improve on. The issues will be there. They'll surface, and then we address them. So, it's an exciting time of year because now we get on the field and figure out where we're at, figure out where the guys are at, and go from there. But it's important that we play clean in game one.
Does it feel like to you, Austin, and I don't know, maybe this is just because this is the next one up and we're getting ready for the season, does this game feel bigger to you than Notre Dame a couple of years ago that opened the season here? I don't know if it's Texas, it's Ohio State, it's the two biggest brands. Certainly Notre Dame is a massive brand in college football. There's just something different about this game for whatever reason for me. I don't know if that's the same for you.
I think I probably am inclined to agree with you, Beamer, because of the unique element that Ryan Day touched on right there, which is that these teams just played in the Cotton Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And
232 days ago, I think.
Notre Dame, it's a different conversation now than it would have been 3 years ago, which was Notre Dame had fallen flat. They'd not been in the playoff mix for a long time. When they got there, they got embarrassed. You think back, they were not as established as a national title contender at that time. They were in the midst of a coaching change. You had Marcus Freeman go in there. It was like, okay, and I'm not saying this to be dismissive of it and the importance of those two programs historically across college football, But in terms of recent relevance in the national title picture, going into that game, it only existed for one of those two programs, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right.
And for these two, it's
Notre Dame was building to get there.
They were trying to get back to that level. And even though they were in the title game a year ago, they're still not necessarily over that hump. They are established in that picture. And in some ways you could say, because Texas isn't that far removed from we're back.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And it wasn't really true.
Many a years were spent like that for Texas fans.
Nice try, Tom Herman and Sam Ehlinger, but it didn't really work out for you at that time. But anyway,
I forgot about that.
The fact that you have, and I had to correct this with Birm earlier today. It was the last time that these teams played. I said, well, no, Ohio State did go again. This was the last time Texas played. The Buckeyes won a national championship after they beat Texas. They had to go play one more time. Texas hasn't been back on the field since then, so they're the team that does have the bad taste in their mouth. They're the ones that are going to be, quote-unquote, out for revenge.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone, you look at that coaches poll and you look at the recruiting rankings and you factor all this in on top of the Cotton Bowl rematch and how close Steve Sarkisian has been for the last several years. You just know that this could be not just a rematch, but then a preview of two teams that could play again in a semifinal or again for the College Football Playoff National Championship in January. So I think that adds to it. It is unique, though. The part that Ryan Day talked about, this is its own goal, is a reminder, I think, subtly, that it almost exists separately from the rest of the year. Winning the Big Ten, this has nothing to do with that. Beating Michigan in November, this has nothing to do with that. Getting to the College Football Playoff, maybe, maybe not.
Right.
Probably not. And even
depending on the new metrics that came out last week and the way that the committee's going to do it, you're right.
So all of that, you have to, if you're building a little bit more
if you
into
get blown out by 50 points at home, then I think that's an entirely different conversation.
Why would you say that, Beam? Why would?
Well, we're just two dudes talking.
You Paul Feinbaum over here?
No, I'm not Paul Feinbaum, even though that's what he actually thinks going to happen. But to your point, unless something crazy, and we're not expecting that to happen, does indeed happen at noon on Saturday at the Horseshoe, then you're right. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it is an important game because it is Ohio State and Texas, obviously. But when you actually break it down for college football metric playoff chances, Austin, it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, and it's somewhere between, because I don't want to take it as far as say, oh, well, this is just an exhibition. It's not.
It's a massive opener.
It's not just an exhibition, and it counts on your resume. It is not a preseason game. It is not a tune-up game. You're kicking off the year with a very high-profile matchup. Now, it doesn't end your season if you lose it, which is why I think sometimes it gets more complex to talk about what it means and what it doesn't mean. But I guarantee you,
certainly help you with the win, though.
But when we talk about Ryan Day and the mentality that he's describing there and the way that this press conference, he was in playoff mode.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level of seriousness that he gave to that press conference, and it's only going to get more intense from here out because Ohio State does not want to lose an opener at home against another playoff contender. That's not the way it lives its life.
Hey, summer's winding down, as it feels in the air, and maybe Saturday in the Horseshoe. But there's still time to drop 20 with Awaken 180s. 20 pounds summer slim down. That's how I got started. 20 gone fast. Think about that, Austin. Where was this time last year compared to now? Still eat, drink, enjoy summer, but the scale's finally moving. Then you hit fall with energy, confidence, and clothes that fit again. Like nice hoodies that you haven't worn in a couple of years. Awaken 180's coaches, they keep you on track so the weight stays off. You can go to awaken180weightloss.com, start your first 20 now, and finish summer on a winning note. We're going to play a little Buckeye Over-Under season totals here coming up in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Common Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's the last month for the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. That means you get special APRs with 3.99% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Lease payments as low as $419 per month. Also, plenty of pre-owned L-certified vehicles are on the lot with rates as low as 5.75%. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my guys. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, JermaineLexus.com.
At Baths R Us, we believe home improvement is life improvement, and that starts with the team who brings your vision to life. Our installers aren't just skilled, they're experts.
This is who we are. This is what we do all day, every day.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today, like the Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit BuckeyeKubotaDealers.com to find a dealer near you.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
All Buckeyes, all the time. You are listening to the Buckeye Show.
Hanging out at Yogi's in Grandview tonight. You want to make sure that you want to come by because we do have a pair of tickets we are going to give away. If you come to Yogi's in Grandview, you're going to get a raffle ticket. And we're going to be pulling that raffle ticket at some point in the next hour and a half. All right? You can
Get here now.
You can enjoy the $3 Coors Light draft specials while you're over there. So that's one way for you to win tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas. All you need to do is literally just show up, write your name on a raffle ticket, that too.
Who's getting the tickle?
Who's getting the raffle? Who knows? I'd like to find out, though. And so we'll see what happens with that tonight. So come by and do that. But listen here.
This is like a satellite poker tournament right here.
It really is. If you don't win tonight over at Yogi's, you call in right now, 614-821-9710. Austin, give me a number.
How many days are we out?
4. Jeremiah Smith. Caller number 4. You get in and talk to Rhyme Time. Then you're going to get 2 passes to participate in the Big Buckeye Kickoff Trivia Contest this Friday, August 29th at the Over on Lane. You can grab your passes for $60 a team, $30 per person over at 971thefan.com. If you win that trivia contest, you also get a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas.
Why not do both?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
Okay.
But you can definitely.
Well, nobody told me the rules.
You can call in 614-821-9710. Caller number 4, you get into Reimer, you do that, and then you can come and hang out with us over at Yogi's and have a really good opportunity to win.
So you can do that. You can hang out with me tonight at Yogi's.
Yep.
And then if you are in the trivia contest or you just want to hang out on Friday at O's on Lane, there will be 97.1 The Fan shows all day there, including a live version of the Austin and Birm show at 2:30, which is right after.
Is that the first time you guys have ever done a live show?
No, we've done a few. It's the first one with The Fan.
Okay.
So
we're equipped.
So people are pretty excited to see what we can do. And that standard is the standard.
God,
so
I can't wait to hear all the bold peas that are just going to be flying around Friday.
Yeah, we need you to come hang out with us and make it seem like we know
what time are you going to be down there?
2:30. Right?
Okay.
2:30-ish. I was told to not be specific because maybe the trivia contest goes to a tiebreaker, extra time, overtime.
Sudden death.
So
Imagine the drama.
I don't know. A shootout. But we'll be down there. We'll do sort of like they're calling it a chalk talk. I'm not a coach, so I don't know if that's right for me. But we're going to take questions from the folks hanging out down there. We're going to do a mailbag.
Break down the defensive packaging for Ohio State.
Yeah, if you are not yet tired of me saying, hey, it's going to be different from game to game, I'm going to say it again on Friday.
Absolutely. So that's
You're absolutely right, partner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So hopefully, Reimer, do we have a winner yet for the trivia? He's still on the phone. All right, he's busy over there. Anyways, Austin, I do enjoy reading our good buddy Josh over at 11 Warriors. He always puts this together, and I find it fascinating. And he conjures these numbers up, and if you go back and look through the years, the over-under numbers have been really stinking close.
He knows.
He does. Josh knows.
Better than Vegas.
Yes, he might, actually. So what's he done? Just basically rushing totals, receiving totals, passing totals, all that stuff. We're going to go with Julian Sayin first. A grand total of 3,299.5 passing yards for Julian Sayin this fall for Ohio State, year one starter for the Buckeyes.
Yeah. Are these limited to the regular season games? Because I think that factored into my projection, which is 3,400 regular season passing yards is what I have Julian saying with.
In the note that Josh wrote on 11 Warriors, said anywhere between 12 and 17 games could be played for Ohio State. This is just regular season totals, 12 games.
Okay, yeah, I think when I figured it up per game, especially given the receiving talent at Julian Sain's disposal and the arm talent, that's when we've talked about him, that's the part of his game that is the strength, that is the differentiator, that is the extraordinary trait, is the quick release, the processing, the accuracy, the ability to touch every part of the field. And I don't think that he's going to light Texas up on Saturday by himself, nor should he need to, if the Buckeyes play the way that they are capable of on defense.
You know how fun that would be, though?
That would be pretty wild.
We would lose our collective minds.
Do you want to
Julian Sayin throws for like 380 yards and 5 touchdowns.
The collective national media meltdown, if Julian Sayin does go outduel...
Julian Sayin outduels Arch Manning.
If that headline exists on Saturday... the meltdown on ESPN, and more specifically...
Actually, we're not even going to show highlights
on the Paul Feinbaum show, would be worth tuning in. I don't know if he's going to be on Monday with the holiday. I don't know if they'd put him on the air on Saturday, if he'd be too distraught, if his love child and his love affair with Arch Manning...
Well, everything I spent talking about this offseason is now
it's
dead.
Blown up, yeah.
This game doesn't... You know what, though? It's built in because exactly what we were talking about in the last segment, how this doesn't kill your college football playoff chances, it would be that.
Yeah.
Be like, it's early. They lost a lot of guys to the draft. It's a new team. It's a new quarterback. Give them time.
Yeah, but that's not what he said.
I know it's not, which makes it even better.
So I do think that because eventually there's going to be these growing pains, and we have talked on the Buckeye Show recently about the comparisons with C.J. Stroud and that year specific. I don't know that I look, and Ryan Day sort of said, well, if you have to find one to compare Julian Sayin to, I guess it would be C.J. I don't think it's the most natural fit to compare them. But,
very different.
But at least in terms of like the arm talent, that was the forte for both of them. And once you get going, it was like, okay, well, you need C.J. to win this game with his arm and throw for 480 yards. Okay. He did that almost out of necessity because Ohio State couldn't run the ball. Mm-hmm. That's different than the way that this team is likely going to be constructed. And I don't think that they'll ask him, Julian Sayin, to throw to that level and have to throw for 300 yards every week. But to get to that point, he only needs to be around like 270-ish to go over. And I think he'll do that for sure.
I think the wide receiver room, the tight ends room, and even out of the backfield for the running backs is more than equipped to do that on a weekly basis in this offense.
But I say it all the time, that you only have to be able to complete a 10-yard slant to Jeremiah Smith, and you might have an 80-yard touchdown or 75-yard touchdown.
True.
You know,
or Brandon Ennis or Carnell Tate.
So, and we saw that even with the screen game against Texas last year and Travion Henderson. Like, the air yards don't have to match up to get the total yardage up to that point.
No, they don't. What about passing touchdowns? Josh from 11 Warriors has set the over-under for Julian Sayin passing touchdowns for a 12-game regular season at 30.5, Austin.
Yeah, I think I'd be over that as well. I mean,
there's less than 3 a game?
There's going to be games where he throws for 5, throws for 4. I mean, Jeremiah Smith is going to be in situations down in the red zone where you don't face double and triple coverage as frequently, right? And think
just throw the ball up.
Think a little fade to the corner of the end zone. That's like a 90-10 success rate to JJ. So, but even still, it still goes into all the other weapons that they have down there, the creativity and the passing attack. And I think that it also, in my mind, factoring in Julian Sayin's numbers, is who is the offensive coordinator now? Mm-hmm. A guy who I think wants the wide receivers really involved.
I think he wants to run the ball too, but I also think he knows this group of guys.
That's what Tyler Bowen's there for. He's to be the angel on the shoulder.
Brian, we need to run the ball once at least this quarter, please.
Yeah, fine.
Never mind. Okay, fine.
How about I throw a screen?
What? Yeah, exactly. I'll throw a wide receiver screen is what I've do. It's an extension of the run game, I've been told about that. What about JJ's number? 1,149.5 receiving yards for Jeremiah Smith in a 12-game regular season.
Yeah, sounds dangerous. I'm just taking nothing but overs so far, but
I've also given you Julian Sayin and Jeremiah Smith, though. And if there were 2 guys who you were going to take the over on, I think those would be the guys who you're going to trend over.
I understand the idea between lowering the over-under for Jeremiah Smith, because that's about, 150 yards less than he caught as a true freshman a year ago. I definitely understand why, because more teams are going to try and play, shade, double, triple coverage his way. Who knows what that's going to look like? But at some point, inevitably, the risk that you're running by continually devoting those extra bodies to Jeremiah Smith, he's capable of beating double coverage, and he will.
He'll do it numerous times.
Maybe not always against the best teams on the schedule, Texas, Penn State. They might be better equipped to handle some of that, but also the better teams on the schedule are going to be like, we have to stop getting absolutely eviscerated by Brandon Ennis and Carnell Tate in single coverage, or do we want to continue to have Max Clare slice through the middle of the field and make this so easy for Julian Sain to move it down the field? And the second that happens, Jeremiah Smith is ready, and then he's going to,
it's like a pit viper.
He only needs a couple touches a game to really make somebody pay.
And he doesn't need that much space either.
He sure doesn't. He doesn't need any space. I think that's the contested
I think you were correct about
catch
that.
part that he's so good at. So I'm not going to bet against him, certainly not at that level, because I think getting back to again, I understand that the regular season part is going to make that more challenging, but he may not average 100 yards a game, but there's going to be games where he has like 230, and that's
in multiple touchdowns. And the over-under for his touchdowns is set at 11.5, and I think you and I are probably hammering
the over on that too.
Yeah, we would hammer the over on touchdowns maybe more than receiving yards. Anyways, you can go read Josh's piece on 11 Warriors. It's very good brain.
We didn't get very far.
No, we didn't.
Why don't you just tell me to shut up?
We can do it later on in the show,
all right.
Or we don't have to, but we could always come back to it because it's very good, and I enjoy what he does. We're going to go on the trail. Hey, Reimer, before I forget, who won the tickets to the trivia on Friday? Because I was very close to doing that.
Yeah, that is John from Pickerington.
John from Pickerington, big congratulations to you. Go win a pair of tickets to Ohio State and Texas with the trivia contest on Friday. We're going to go on the trail with our great friend Birm. Coming up next, it's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
It's your final splash of the season at Zumbizi Bay. Ride the new conservation tower one last time and splash in for just $19.99 after 4 p.m. Get your tickets at ZumbiziBay.com.
Zumbizi Bay.
Factory direct is really pretty simple. The factory sells it directly to the consumer. I mean, we build it. There's nothing that anybody else does. We have stations where everybody touches the window. Everyone sees what's going on. So if there's an issue, we catch it as it's going down the line. That's probably the biggest thing, is the ability to make sure what goes out the door is what I want to go out the door.
Visit Rosati Windows by the end of this month and get 35% off all windows and doors.
Jump on board now with the 20-pound summer slim down with Awaken 180 weight loss. Drop 20 pounds before summer ends and cruise into fall with a new routine of better health. Do what I did and find your results with the solution for weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Health insurance companies are expected to carry health benefits, but CareSource does so much more. We look beyond doctors' offices and hospitals to see the challenges that face our members. Then we help them achieve not just better health, but better lives. Along with great benefits, we also help our members find stable jobs, housing, childcare, and rides so they can find greater independence. At CareSource, we're removing barriers. We're improving lives. We're reimagining healthcare.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
AgPro has been family owned and operated for over 64 years. We take pride in developing long-lasting relationships and offering first-class customer service. Need a new tractor, parts for your used equipment, or reliable service? AgPro has you covered. AgPro is here to serve you and your operation as your hometown dealer. Visit us today at any of our AgPro locations or go online to agproco.com to get started with your AgPro experience.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call The Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Hello, big voice guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fan's YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Birm's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Keep your summer fun going in a new Toyota RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. Now through September 2nd, get 4.99 APR financing on a new 25 RAV4 or 5.99 on RAV4 Hybrid, excludes plug-ins, or lease a gas-powered RAV4 LE for $309 a month for 36 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Coach Ryan Day, and I've seen firsthand how tough and resilient kids can be. But I've also seen the struggles that aren't always visible. Mental health challenges are real. That's why I'm proud to partner with the Kids Mental Health Foundation. Together, we're helping parents, teachers, and coaches talk to kids about mental health before there's a concern or crisis. Start making kids' mental health a part of every day with free tools and resources at kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, The Fan. The best kind of power is star power. Let's go on the trail.
Hanging out at Yogi's over in Grandview. Got my guy Austin Ward with us. Before we go out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline, check with our great friend Jeremy Birmingham. Just a little reminder, it's 6:48 right now. You have 1 hour to get to Yogi's in Grandview for the raffle for Ohio State Texas tickets. 1 hour. We are drawing around 7:50 this evening.
I thought they said 7:15.
7:50.
Oh,
I think
my.
5-0.
Wow, that's extra
5-0.
time to get those raffle tickets in there.
That's an extra...
Well, that's an extra half hour.
That is an extra half an hour. Actually, it's an extra 35 minutes.
Imagine that. That's
Crazy.
delightful.
It is. Right now we head out to the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Check with our great friend. He is Jeremy Birmingham. Hey, Birm, what's wrong with you today? Oh, he's not there.
Me to begin.
Oh, there he is. What's wrong with you again? Sorry, we couldn't hear you.
I just don't understand why every restaurant needs to-go food.
Okay.
You know, like I don't know why Texas Roadhouse needs to have to-go food, you know?
Huh.
It's just a strictly eat-in restaurant?
You
Yeah,
have
I
other
feel like-
you have other things that are actually wrong with you right now, and that's what you're going with?
Yeah, basically.
How
are you guys?
Tell Beam about what's going on with the power in your house.
Oh, well, the power's fixed, so we're good.
Oh, okay.
Got
We
that
don't have a
handled.
typical Tuesday problem on that?
No. It was just a quarter of my house was without power for the weekend because a random wire went bad, and that's what happened.
Yeah, doesn't sound very fun at all. Birm, I have an old house too, and it would just multiple outlets stop working about half of the time. So I feel you on that one. That's a battle that I understand. Why did you think Ryan Day's press conference was boring today, Birm?
I don't know. You know, I operate on a different plane of existence. You know, I vibrate at a different frequency than most people.
We know that. Yeah, we're aware.
Yeah, and I just wanted a little juice. You know, I wanted a little buzz. But then I looked at Ryan and I realized it didn't look like he'd slept in the last 48 hours, and so I get it. You know, this is a pretty big game. You guys were talking earlier about why this game is bigger than the Notre Dame game in 22, and aside from all the reasons you mentioned, I think a lot of it's the Ohio State versus the SEC component, which is another big part of it.
Did you agree with me on that, though, Birm? And again, I don't know if it's prisoner of the moment situation, but it does feel like it's bigger than that Notre Dame game, which was massive to start out the year a few years ago. Do you think that?
Yeah, because that Notre Dame team was not expected to be good. It was Marcus Freeman's first game. It was not a situation where you felt like Notre Dame really belonged on the field with Ohio State that day. And the Buckeyes, I think in some ways, actually helped boost Marcus Freeman's Notre Dame by playing a close game. But I don't think that Notre Dame team was anywhere near as good as this Texas team. So,
Birm, which matchup? I don't want to say concern. which one do you think is the most interesting to you that has your attention as Ohio State gets ready to match up with Texas on Saturday?
I mean, to me, this entire game comes down to whether or not Julian Sain has time to throw, because we've all offseason have not really voiced any concern about Ohio State's offensive line, and we think it's going to be pretty good. But you don't know until you go up against Trey Moore and Colin Simmons and guys like that. And if Ohio State's new tackles aren't as advertised, I think it could be a long day for the Buckeyes. So, to me, that's where it starts.
He is Birm with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. What do you think that right tackle situation is going to look like, Birm? Because Ryan Day was kind of alluding that Phillip Daniels is going to get a lot of play time come Saturday.
It sure seems like Phillip Daniels is going to start. And then I think it's up to him from there to decide exactly how much Ethan Anion plays. If Phillip Daniels goes out and he's able to put up a really good fight against some really good pass rushers and holds his own, I don't know that this is the type of game where you're going to experiment too much unless it's out of necessity. So I expect Phillip Daniels will play as much as he earns himself to play on Saturday because unless the game is out of hand in the fourth quarter one way or another, I don't think you want to risk a whole bunch of rotation on the offensive line against a team with as good a defensive front seven as Texas.
Birm, you were the leadoff batter during the press conference today. You seemed really prepared for the moment, and you wanted to know about the NIL situation, which I know is your favorite topic, and you can't get enough of it. You also wrote about it today at Letterman Row that the Buckeyes are ready to maybe make some changes, but they're still not going to be huge spenders for incoming freshmen. What's the balance? What did you learn from Ryan Day's response?
Well, that's really the question, is what is the balance? And right now, all the average Ohio State recruiting follower wants to know is whether or not the Buckeyes are going to be willing to bring the collectives back into the mix and use them to help provide some flexibility in situations where they need it. And that certainly seems to be the case. I've heard from a number of people over the last few weeks that the collectives are getting themselves back to fully operating. Now the question is what that means in the long term and how does that balance with the philosophy, which is not changing. The Buckeyes are not going to start going out and just spending millions of dollars on every high school player in the country. But you have to also look at the roster and realize that, hey, we probably still need another defensive end for next year. Hey, we really need another cornerback for next season in this recruiting class. So a couple of guys that Ohio State got beat on this summer in the recruiting front because of NIL. I think just having the willingness to be flexible and to allow yourself to use all available weapons is a big first step, and nobody seems to have any problem acknowledging that that's the goal right now.
Is there any more time in this cycle to do that, Birm, or is this like a transfer portal next year situation for them?
I mean, there's a little bit of time, but honestly, Beamer, we just don't know because we really are unfamiliar with this era of players being committed because we don't know how many guys who are committed elsewhere have signed something that locks them in to a point where Ohio State would have to pay a buyout. But we don't know if these kids who have signed big NIL deals, let's say Lincoln Riley gets fired at USC, but they've put a lot of money into this recruiting class. Are those kids even going to be allowed to decommit without having to pay back a bunch of money? We're still trying to figure all that stuff out, so it's hard to really know. But the Buckeyes are going to be prepared either way, and certainly the transfer portal is going to play a big part in this for the Buckeyes, but there are a couple of high school guys that they're still looking at.
Well, who's the most important target out there right now in your mind?
I mean, it's always been Luke Wafel to me, the defensive end from New Jersey who's committed to USC. He committed to Ohio State about 12 hours before he flipped and officially publicly committed to USC. And that was just simply a situation where the Trojans doubled up the money Ohio State was willing to pay. And so now he's a guy physically that the Buckeyes believe can play next year, which is why he's so important. Because if you look at the defensive end situation, you need defensive ends that are going to come in physically ready for college football. And there's nobody in the country in high school who's more suited for that than Wafel.
Do you think Chris Henry Jr. can play next year with his mesmerizing catches that he made for Mater Dei over the weekend?
I do. I think it is absolutely terrifying to consider that he's going to be in that wide receiving room next year alongside Caden Dixon-Wyatt, Brock Boyd, and Jaden Ricketts. And when you look at it, none of the current guys have to leave. Like, that's pretty remarkable.
Absolutely it is. Hey, before we get you out of here, I know that you check the weather all the time.
Birm Cantori.
How much are you looking forward to Saturday with a real field down at the Horseshoe of 68 degrees at noon?
I mean, Austin calls Columbus of San Diego of the Midwest for a reason, bud. Like, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to just be in the shoe, sunglasses on, and then, Many Men from 50 Cent comes on, and we're ready to rock and roll.
I think they don't play that anymore.
What?
Yes, they do.
What? I thought they were pulling the plug on that one.
No, I was told last week that's still the song.
Oh, great.
Press box snob up there doesn't even listen to any of the music. By the way, I think Austin stole San Diego of the Midwest from somebody.
No.
Yeah, I think you did.
That is an Austin Ward original.
I don't think it is.
Take it to the bank.
I think you're lying. Birm, thanks for the time. Have a great night. See you this weekend.
Goodbye,
all right?
everyone.
There he goes. Jeremy Birmingham with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems.
It worries me when he says goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a great evening. Stadium bans, TV disputes, canceling future games. We got everything in the Pulse coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My AC stopped working. Your competition says it's fried. When I saw their cost to replace it, I could have just died.
We can give a second opinion, give you options and advice. We'll strive to earn your trust and make you a client for life.
Get a free second opinion. Replace or repair.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Attention Columbus. Town Properties just clinched the title of the largest residential property manager in Columbus, thanks to the Columbus Business Journal. With pride, we oversee 25,000 plus households in the Columbus metro area, ensuring fantastic places to call home. Whether you're on the hunt for an exceptional living space, a top-notch association management company, or a property manager for your multifamily portfolio, visit our website at town-properties.com and let us elevate your living experience. Town Properties, always managing great places to live.
Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Introducing Optimized IT, the managed services division of Modern Office Methods. With our cutting-edge managed IT services, we bring proven management strategies to the table to support your current IT team. That's not all. Our experienced team provides insight on how to maximize efficiency, helping you achieve your goals faster. Concerned about security? Our backup solutions help guarantee your data is protected around the clock, giving you peace of mind. Start at OptimizedIT.net for your free IT assessment. Stay ahead, stay secure, and stay optimized.
Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus, The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Jacob Reimer. We are Jeremiah Smith days away from the Ohio State football team getting their season started in the shoe against number 1 Texas. Head coach Ryan Day spoke with the media today, and he said it's important for them to be clean in the first game.
It's an exciting time of year because now we get on the field and figure out where we're at, figure out where the guys are at, and go from there. But it's important that we play clean in game 1.
Kickoff will be at noon on Saturday right here on The Fan. In the NFL, the Cleveland Browns today released veteran receiver Deontay Johnson and also named Dylan Gabriel as the second-string quarterback behind starter Joe Flacco. In baseball, the Cleveland Guardians look to snap their 6-game losing streak tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays. They're off to a good start in doing that, getting up 3-0 in the first inning. As for Cincinnati, they look to bounce back tonight against the Dodgers with Nick Martinez on the mound for the Redlegs against Clayton Kershaw for Los Angeles. They get started tonight shortly after 10 o'clock. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Hour number 2 of the program for us. Brandon Beam, Austin Ward. We got Rhyme Time behind the glass. We are live over at Yogi's in Grandview tonight. We got about 50 minutes to get over here. We're entering a raffle to give away 2 tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas. When you get here, you're going to want to come up to us, stop before you get to us, talk to our guy Chris, who's sitting here with an awesome Coors Light buckets. By the way, big thanks to Coors Light for giving away these tickets tonight. Thanks to everyone over at Yogi's, everyone out here. So again, you got 50 minutes to get down here and enter this raffle for a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas Saturday at the Horseshoe to see Birm in his element on the field, 68 degrees, real field temperature at noon.
You know, I'll be on the field too. I leave the press box. I like to be down there before the game.
What time do you get kicked out? Because at a certain point, you do hit a critical mass where you do have to leave and go up to your seat.
I think I could stay down there until maybe 10 or 15 minutes before kickoff. I don't because, gosh.
Do you have a story? I feel like there's a story behind this laugh.
Well, it's going to sound like a complaint, a snobbish thing to say.
The elevator and
the elevator gets
time.
Lengthy lines. And I'm not, I didn't mean it as a complaint. I understand there's only so many that go to the top, but I plan that in. So it's not a complaint. It is not a snobby belief that it's the lines are too long.
Exactly what you were going to say even before you said it. I need to beat the elevator wait time.
Sometimes the line, if you wait until the very last second.
Man, imagine if you were surrounded by 105 other thousand people trying to get to the bathroom.
I knew it. I knew I should stop, but I just barreled on through. I walked right into another PBS situation.
The press box snob at his finest.
He's back.
So I go up at about 30 minutes before kickoff.
Okay. That's a safe number.
Yeah. God, I can't believe that I fell for it.
Trapped and duped yet again. Reimer, what do you got going on back there tonight? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Just hanging out here by myself. There's nobody here at the station but me.
Okay.
Somebody came in here earlier, and I didn't know who it was because I was on the phone.
Yeah.
Are you lost?
I have no idea who it was still because I was locked in on the phone. And I went out there, and no one was there. So
it was a ghost, actually. I think our building is haunted.
It very much could be.
It was,
it had to be Adam the King.
Maybe it was someone looking for Ohio State and Texas tickets to think that you actually physically had them in the control room with you.
Yes, exactly.
What do you have? What we got going on tonight?
So there's some controversy ahead of the big game on Saturday.
You don't say.
But it's outside. There's a lot going on. It's outside of the game, though, itself. So It was originally reported that Dave Portnoy, who is set to join Fox's Big Noon Kickoff show, has been banned from entering Ohio Stadium for Saturday's opener against Texas. Then Ohio State Athletic Director Ross Bjork stepped in and denied the reports. And according to Yahoo Sports' Ross Dellinger, he confirmed that Fox decided Portnoy would not be on the main desk for Big Noon Kickoff, so he wouldn't appear on the set when the crew goes in the stadium. Portnoy claiming as the victim now, saying in a video he posted that Ohio State did ban him from the shoe in Barstool's college football show. Isn't it just
Bobby
lovely
Carpenter
having a mess like this ahead of what could be the biggest game of the year?
Well, I think before I turn this over to Austin to get some specifics of it, because you were right in the middle of this whirlwind when all this was going down yesterday, Austin, which was great. I think first and foremost, Ryan Day had mentioned that we don't need the outside noise, right? We're focusing on the game against Texas, and that's all that matters. And that's what everyone over at the Woody is doing. Everybody outside of the Woody had opinions and thoughts of this, and this became a huge storyline that you were right in the middle of.
Yeah, so the live show at Roosters returned.
Yeah, it did.
And Bobby and I decided that we would just become the center of the storm on the first day back. We actually didn't plan that, but it had been a conversation, and here's what I think. We talked about it yesterday, and there had been no decision. There had been no banishment. There had been nothing that was official or decreed to keep Dave Portnoy out of the horseshoe itself.
Buckeyes ban Dave
Yeah,
Portnoy.
I don't know where that came from. That had, I suspect I know where it came from, and as Reimer said, someone that was playing victim, I would speculate, maybe they could have been the source for the story last night. I don't know, and I won't weigh in on that. All I know was what I talked about with Bobby yesterday, which is that Ohio State, the Big Ten, and Fox had been having conversations for several weeks, maybe even a month, about that situation since Dave Portnoy and Barstool were added to the coverage plan for Big Noon Kickoff.
Yeah.
Ohio State was not the only program that expressed some concern about potentially having a Michigan booster.
Yeah, let's look at it from that level, even taking ourselves out of Buckeye land for just a second.
There are things for Ohio State specifically, with Ryan Day, with the rivalry, with a lot of other factors, and the going back and forth between him and the program, that would have made it more difficult than just this part, which I think is really relevant across the league as a whole. This person is openly talking about the amount of money going towards Michigan and Bryce Underwood specifically that he's paying for. So given some of the...
For not a cheap dollar amount.
Not a cheap dollar amount. Given some of the trolling, given some of the ties to Michigan's program, having that on Ohio State's sideline, this is important. The sideline and the field before the game, not something that they would want. And you could kind of understand why. If he wanted to take and have a ticket to be in the Ohio Stadium, as far as I'm aware, there was no banishment in terms of that for Dave Portnoy. If he wanted to be in there, he wasn't going to be hauled out in handcuffs like he was at the Super Bowl read by Roger Goodell and his cronies.
Correct.
So anyway, I felt like the Big Ten and Fox sort of left Ohio State out to dry in this, because what we talked about yesterday was Ohio State's not really thrilled about this. They're not the only ones, but we were talking about specific to Saturday. They were not going to credential him to be on the field or on the sideline. If Fox planned to have him part of the panel and on in the studio show, moving into the horseshoe for the last hour,
which is what they traditionally do,
make other plans. He won't be allowed to be doing that. And that's not something that Ohio State felt alone. The rest of the Big Ten felt that way as well. Eventually, the Big Ten put out a statement today to Ross Dellinger. Oh, yeah, well, he's not going to be part of this crew
every week,
and he's not going to be on any Big Ten field throughout the course of the year. So it was not specific to Ohio State, but the timing lent itself to a narrative that was created where Ohio State was going to ban Dave Portnoy, and they were doing that alone. And it became a different. Other programs say, well, this is so soft from Ohio State. They can't take the heat. They can't take the criticism. Why don't they just beat Michigan? And okay.
It spun out of control.
And here was the lose-lose. Either you're going to call them soft up front for banning, which they didn't do, or after you get to Saturday and you see Dave Portnoy wearing whatever Michigan stuff he's probably going to wear or would have worn on Saturday. I don't know, but the point is Ohio State doesn't know.
He would.
What he would do.
Yeah.
And then you'd get after the fact. So this Ohio State doesn't control their own sideline or their own field?
What is wrong with that?
That's so soft. They just let Dave Portnoy come in and run right over them and plant a flag wherever. So Ohio State found itself in a lose-lose situation, and I think that Fox and the Big Ten should have been more proactive up front about this and not get to Monday of the game week where it's like, is he going to be there? Is he not going to be there? What's going to happen? This all could have been resolved weeks ago rather than Monday of game week for Ohio State, Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. It was crazy and it spun out of control, but he will not be on the field at Ohio Stadium on Saturday.
No, he will not be.
No, he will not be.
If he wants to buy a ticket, he can.
Like anyone else. Maybe he can come by Yogi's and try to win a pair of tickets. Again, you have, 40 minutes now to get over.
I don't know if he's got time.
Yogi's in Grandview. Again, $3 Coors Light draft specials. We're giving away a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas. You get here, come see our friend Chris. He's got everything for you to fill out. Raffle ticket. We're going to do that close to the top of the hour. The one crazy part about this, Reimer, is that all of this drama is going down with Fox and Big Noon Kickoff, and me, a millennial, might not even be able to watch this on Saturday.
Yeah, that was the next story I have for you guys. Is apparently there's a deadline that needs to be met by tomorrow at 5 o'clock between YouTube TV and Fox so that they can air their games for the college football season, well, and NFL too when that time comes. But if it doesn't get done, that means no watching Ohio State and Texas on YouTube TV, as the Fox channels will get blacked out. Do you guys think a deal will get done?
Usually they do get done. I mean, I know how these negotiations work, and we've seen it with who was going through it last year? ABC and Disney, right?
Well, and I think last year or this year, but in March, they were going through it with Paramount and CBS right before March Madness, and the deal got done the week of.
Yeah, and listen, I think these things are traditionally the way that they go in these media negotiations. Well, we're not paying. Fox, from their perspective, says we want more money, or we don't want to pay you this much money to broadcast. And then YouTube, being Google, saying, well, you need to pay us more money because what you are paying now is egregious for the amount of revenue that you're getting. This is how a contract negotiation works.
This is an outrage.
Anyways, it's very dumb. And if we get the 5:01 tomorrow and all the Fox channels go dark, I don't know what I'm going to do on Saturday. I will find a way to watch the Ohio State-Texas game, Austin. But this is not a mistake that this news came out this week. Come on, it's a coordinated attack by both parties.
As you said, you can set your watch to it every year, whether it's going to be an NFL deal, if the NBA package is up for it. You take it up.
Whatever you like in your life, it's
always going to happen.
It's always going to happen.
WWE's just moving over to the new ESPN app, whatever that's called. Oh, I guess it's called ESPN. Great, very original name. Anyway, this is always happening, constantly, to get the maximum amount of leverage to win a contract negotiation. And who loses every time? The consumer.
Yeah, because I'll tell you, like me, I have YouTube TV, right? I've got the Sunday ticket for NFL to start here in a couple of weeks. Watch all the games, quad boxes. I love the YouTube TV product. I think it's great with the quad box ability. I know that you don't like it, but I do.
It's too much.
It's like ADD football kind of, but we figure it out as we get deeper into the season. I can't imagine how many people are going to be upset around the country if this deal goes through Saturday. Again, kind of holding out hope, but I know that hope is not a strategy that this gets done. But I would be traumatized. I'm going to go to the radio station if this deal isn't done, and then just watch it there for the entire game. I usually watch at halftime in there anyways, but now you're forcing me to go into work a half early where I like watching Ohio State and Texas with my 2.5-year-old who loves Brutus.
I think what needs to happen is business idea. We just got to go get all the antennas in town. We got to stockpile them.
Also, the good news too, if you live here locally, you're
gonna get it.
You can just go buy an antenna.
Yeah.
Or can they get rid of antennas?
No, it still gets over the air broadcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I'm told they work. I don't have one.
I don't have one either, so I need to go get one. You
said as a millennial, this is difficult for me. I've never given up cable because I'm a decade older than you. So How does
that feel, old man? You feel like you won one right now?
And everyone's saying, oh, look at this. Oh, this used to be so cheap having YouTube, and I only had to get Netflix, and now they're charging me for everything. Hey, you thought you had a cheat code? Nah.
You didn't.
Welcome back to cable.
Yeah, just put everything under one big umbrella and then package it all together, and then we can just reinvent cable after dissecting it. That's all it is.
Go get an antenna if you're worried. That is an option.
Yes,
I'm told.
I'm going to do that too. Austin won't need to because he'll be complaining about the wait times over at the Horseshoe. The opener against Texas is not the same game that we saw 230 some odd days ago. You're going to hear from Ryan Day coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Coffee, iced cap, refreshers. Tim Hortons has all your favorite beverages. And now you can get your favorite bite for less. When you buy any size beverage, add a baked daily donut for $1, a tasty bagel for $2, or a freshly cracked hot breakfast sandwich for just $3. So next time you order your favorite Tim's beverage, add something that satisfies your cravings and your wallet. The $1, $2, $3 menu. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants, must ask for offer in restaurant. Tax extra exclusions and terms apply.
What John Smiley, Chairman and CEO, wants you to know about First Bank of Central Ohio.
Our competitive advantage is the number of years we've been in Central Ohio and the fact that we're able to make decisions here locally that make sense for the client. At the end of the day, it's the ability for us to say, okay, what can we do to make your banking easier for you?
Experience what it's like to be first at fbcentralohio.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hey Buckeyes, I'm John Chabot with Surest, a digital-first health plan designed to make healthcare simple and affordable right here in Ohio. At Surest, we believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a VIP opportunity through our small business sweepstakes. Winners will be recognized on the sideline at an Ohio State home football game. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Surest. That's SUREST. Surest, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium, presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Already prepping for next week's matchup? Get your best rest yet with Bob's Discount Furniture. Shop Bob's and choose from pillows, soft, plush, dual feel, and extra firm mattresses with Bobopedic memory foam that will have you dreaming of game day in no time. So shop in store or online to score the latest and affordable luxury mattresses without the luxury price tag. Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
1, 2, 3. The national champion Buckeyes open up the season against Texas. If you could actually see my excitement, you'd be scared.
Live fan coverage starts Saturday at 6:30 with the Kick at Noon.
Your forever home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
This is Paul Keels for RV Wholesalers. Peace of mind. That's what you get when purchasing your next RV from RV Wholesalers. With every new RV purchase, Ohio residents receive the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. If your RV is in the shop, RV Wholesalers will give you a free loaner. Also with a Buckeye Service Guarantee, you'll receive free delivery in the state of Ohio and 3-day RV exchange. That's the exclusive Buckeye Service Guarantee. Only at RV Wholesalers in Lakeview, Mansfield, Delaware, and RVW.com. RV Wholesalers, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Experience Buckeye game day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, but still a little on the cool side for this Tuesday. Temperatures in the low to mid 70s. Overnight, we'll drop back down to the mid to upper 40s. And after a chilly start Wednesday, plenty of sunshine and a perfect finish back in the mid 70s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Are we drinking the scarlet and gray Kool-Aid? You bet we are. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Did Jerry Martz just say it's going to be 48 degrees overnight?
What did I just hear?
That's crazy.
They don't have
weekend coming up.
They don't even have that in San Diego.
No, they don't have that.
The Columbus of the West Coast.
Come on. Did you make that up or did I make that up?
I made it up.
I didn't take that
You
from
stole it from me.
No, I didn't.
And the same thing happened.
No,
Bob,
I didn't.
Bob keeps trying to squeeze it in.
You.
Yes, you did.
I thought we made that up.
No, he stole it from me at Roosters, and then he took it to your show.
No, because I was saying it before I even said it to him.
This is an outrage.
Who came up with the term Columbus is the San Diego of the Midwest? We need to get to the bottom of it.
I promise you. Let's get Allison Ward on the phone right now. She just thought it was the most ludicrous thing that I had ever
Because
seen.
it is.
No, it's so true.
It's
Look at the marine layer outside right now.
We do. We are going to have a marine layer for sure, it sounds like.
It's going to burn off by Saturday at noon.
Oh, yeah.
Shall we put out a poll on this?
Well, Austin.
He can't claim it. And not our people out there that know.
Auburn just claimed 9 more national championships. I can claim
do
whatever I
you
want to claim.
What if we
He's got
just
a point
come
there.
to an accord? I'm willing to share.
I'm willing to say that I was wrong. But I just didn't
I'm
know.
not
I didn't
willing
know
to say-
that you were claiming it as your own thing, that you made it up earlier than I did.
Yeah, well, here's what I'll say, Beam. Brilliant minds think alike.
You're right.
And we can just sign a peace treaty right now and say we both arrived at the same idea independently, and then both just so happen
At different
to have-
timelines.
to have an overlap of Bobby Carpenter
this
in the middle.
Doctor Strange?
What we did is we both inceptioned it into Bob's mind. Like, he said it on the show yesterday, talking about kickoff, and he just tries to squeeze it in before I can say it now, because he knows that I'm going to.
Knowing Bob, that actually makes the most sense. Congratulations, you win. You were going to want to get down here to Yogi's in Grandview, too, by the way.
If you want to win.
If you want to win.
That's a professional
yes.
segue.
How about this? 30 minutes to go, about 7:50 later on. We're going to be drawing for the raffle. The winner of the raffle, Austin, is going to get a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State and Texas, all thanks to our good friends over at Coors Light, who have been lovely enough to supply them to some of the fine folks out here at Yogi's tonight. So you still have time. You still got about, probably 25 minutes to be safe, but a half an hour we are going to be doing the drawing for that.
Yeah, it's the best way that you can get into the horseshoe. The best price.
Absolutely. The
Come
price
in.
of free. The price of a few $3 Coors Light drafts.
Yeah, you get a couple $3. Mountains are blue from these draft lines. Like, it is icy cold.
I'm looking at it. Murph's enjoying
The
some.
Murph dog, he's actually signing autographs in the corner over here.
He is.
Not on the show because he is taking advantage of the happy hour price on Coors Light.
Yeah,
So,
he's over there. You can come talk to him and hang out with Murph before we give away these tickets in the raffle. Let's listen to some Ryan Day a little bit more, shall we? Reimer, let's go to Texas being a little bit different. It is a much different game than what it was last year. I believe the number is 4-1-3 there, Reimer, and how these two teams are now operating in a different headspace than they were a couple hundred days ago.
When you are late in the season and you're game 12 or 13, it's just very, very different. I mean, you've played games, you've worked through things, there's a rhythm, there's a Rolodex of plays. When you're into week one, guys are doing it for the first time. And so that's very, very different. But you also got to find plays that work against what you're going up against. So again, that's what we're looking for here, and those are all the decisions that are being made and have been made. I feel good about the game plan in all three phases, and got to go put it on the field now.
At some point, you just got to jump out of the airplane, Austin, and it's that way for both of these teams coming up here this week. I mean, we started the show. We've done this show for months talking about the differences between Ohio State and Texas and the amount of players that both teams have lost. Like, it's all of that preparation is going to now stop as you get into Friday, and then when you get to Saturday, you just got to jump and trust the process. I know that's one of the most overused things in all of sports, right? Pick your sport. Trust the process that you need to arrive at, and then you'll see ultimately if you get there by about 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Well, same thing. You're going to sink to the level of your training. You know, all these cliches, you bring up one, I bring up another one, like, they become that because they're true and they're well established that is how this works. And so that is why Ohio State practices as physically as it possibly can throughout a training camp. They have the benefit, because they are one of the most loaded rosters in college football, that you survive one of those scrimmages or two scrimmages, Ohio State's going to have a pretty good idea of what you can go accomplish against another live opponent. But
so can Texas.
That's true at Texas. That's true at Georgia. That's true at Alabama. A lot of the programs that we talk about at the top of college football, that is why they tend to leave, or why they're not afraid to schedule some of these huge non-conference games up front. We'll see if they continue. Alabama's already canceled one. I feel like that's probably likely to happen for Ohio State in the schedule down the road, but that's a whole other topic for another day. But you gear yourself up, and it's why you can feel comfortable, as Ryan Day said, with the game plan in all three phases. They've had an extra week to install all that stuff.
Yep.
They've had 8 months to think about it, and there's that balance and the fine line between preparation and over preparation, and you don't want to throw too much at it for a week one because of some of the rust and wonkiness and things that you are just going to always have happen in week one. But
It doesn't matter which level you're at either. I mean, high school football, JV football, varsity, college, like it doesn't matter. It's an evolution. It's a process to get there.
And you can prepare all you want, and you can have the best scrimmages in the country, the way Ohio State does, and that's still a different level when you get to Saturday, and it is real. Let's go with another cliche. The live bullets are flying.
Ooh, I like that one.
So that's different. The speed of the game is going to be different. You know what it's like when Davis Igbinosun has been testing himself all months against Jeremiah Smith. Like, that's great work. But they've spent so many reps and so much time against each other.
Someone else.
Yeah, go see what that's like against somebody else that you don't see every other day. So that's the next step. Everything is in place to go out there and succeed against Texas, but it is going to take some time, I think, before both programs find their footing and some of those punches land.
What's it like being on headset as a coach? Reimer will go 4-1-0 here, and maybe some of Ryan Day's famous battles that he had with an old coach here at Ohio State.
Coach Meyer and I used to go at it, but I think the thing that I really respected about Coach and he respected about me was, he would challenge me, and then I would go right back at him because I felt strong about what we did, And as long as you were strong about it, then he respected that. Now you better be right. Well, it's the same thing now. And I do that the same thing is like I challenge guys. I challenge them about their players. I challenge them about scheme. I challenge them about their technique. And if guys don't feel really confident coming back at you saying, no, we're going to do this, because that's what you want as a coach. You call a play and you're like, this play's not going to work. And they all come back, yeah, it is. Well, okay, good. Well, then let's see. And that's kind of what you're looking for. But as the head coach, you constantly have to challenge these guys, and then you also find out what they like, what they feel confident in their players in. Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth, but most of that conversation happens during the week when we're on the board, on the film, put the game plan together.
Mind the screaming when they're yelling at each other on headsets, and a quarterback's trying to dissect that while getting the play in. Now, that's new for college football, in particular for last year, but that's a thing, man. I mean, you do have some battles. You see it when either Fox or ESPN or whoever pans to the coaches. They're just screaming on the headset sometimes.
I feel like that has to have been streamlined and removed from the quarterback and linebacker's headset. Right?
I think you're giving too much credit.
But they didn't
people.
use. But the arguments, like it used to be, when Ryan Day's talking about going back and forth with Urban Meyer, that was not being piped into J.T. Barrett's helmet. That was not going into Dwayne Haskins. Justin Fields was not hearing that. So if they want to go at it and they want to use some language that they wouldn't feel comfortable with their quarterback.
Different channel button.
Yeah, maybe hearing.
Take it to channel 3.
Earmuffs.
Yeah,
earmuffs. That wasn't part of it, and I think there had been conversation about that a year ago, and there has to be again now. You don't want extra noise in the headset, in the receptor of the helmet receptor there for your
It's different being a 10-year vet, right, and having done it your entire career, but being thrust into the position like a Julian Sayin type or an Arch Manning, that this is the first time you're even trying to comprehend the game at real speed and then also dissect what your coaches are saying while yelling at each other on headset. And again, they have different channels for that. I know that's not the case, but taking that intelligence and literally deciphering it, then spitting it out, and then doing it is crazy.
But that's why it has to be clean.
Yeah.
And I think maybe this is the easiest part of the job for Brian Hartline. It's like, okay, you've already decided on the play. Now, passing it on to Julian Sayin and getting it in the headset, that shouldn't be that difficult. That's what they practiced that for years. When the first time Brian Hartline had the opportunity to start learning and calling plays and having a headset on 2 years ago, it's like, okay, well, yeah, memorizing the playbook and understanding the playbook, that's the first thing that head coaches do, or assistant coaches or coordinators. That comes secondhand to them. But, how quick can you get it out? Mm-hmm. How clearly can it be understood? Because this is going to be new. It shouldn't be that challenging maybe on Saturday in the Horseshoe. Ryan Day said it needs to be loud when the defense is on the field, and it needs to be quiet when the offense is on the field. I think we understand how all that works, but that has to be clean. It has to be efficient. That's why they went through some of that stuff again with the mock game on Saturday in the Horseshoe. It's like, okay, well, here's the button. Make sure you're on the right channel, because the last thing Julian Sayin needs
is a couple F-bombs dropped in his ear.
Is Tyler Bowen's voice and Brian Hartline's voice and Ryan Day's voice and Keenan Bailey's voice. It needs to be one guy talking to him. That needs to be Brian Hartline.
We're going to try to answer Austin's question of the day pertaining to some projections coming up here in 2 minutes. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Island Man here for Jermaine Lexus of Dublin and Easton. It's the last month for the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. That means you get special APRs with 3.99% up to 60 months on their most popular models. Lease payments as low as $419 per month. Also, plenty of pre-owned L-certified vehicles are on the lot with rates as low as 5.75%. If you're in the market, please stop in and see my guys. Jermaine Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton. Check them out online, jermainelexus.com.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Buckeye fans, this is for you. Level up with the brand new AAA Buckeyes MVP membership. You'll receive all the benefits of AAA, such as 24/7 roadside assistance, plus chances to win tickets to Ohio State sporting events, access to exclusive MVP experiences, along with 10% off select gear at the Ohio State team shop. Already a AAA member? Add the Buckeyes MVP membership for free. Head to AAA.com/Buckeyes to upgrade or join the squad and put your fandom in drive.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best damn radio show in the land. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Hanging out with my guy Austin Ward tonight over at Yogi's in Grandview. Starting to fill up, Austin. Still a chance for you to get down here because about 18 minutes from now, it's 7:50.
This is the last warning.
This is the last warning shot for everybody out there. That you need to come down to Yogi's in Grandview, sandwiched right between 5th Ave and 3rd Ave, all right? Right in the smack dab heart of Grandview, Ohio. All right?
Garage doors are open.
Garage doors are open. It's beautiful. It's lovely out. You come in here, you see Chris. I don't know where Chris is at currently. He was sitting right in front of us. You fill out a raffle ticket, and here at about 7:50, we are going to draw said raffle ticket, and somebody here is going to be walking away with a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State, Texas, Saturday at noon.
Fantastic deal. You get a chance to win free tickets.
Yep.
$3 Coors Light. Woo! What a night.
Maybe 6 $3 Coors Lights.
A beautiful Tuesday in the San Diego, the Midwest.
God, I can't believe it. So nice out. And I can't believe that wasn't mine. I thought it was for all these years.
You gave up really easily. You must not have truly believed it was yours.
I mean, I think I did, but the way that you were talking to me about it, that we incepted Bob's brain at the same time, leads me to believe that you had more of a clear line of thought where that came from than I did, because it popped up, I latched onto it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking in my own mind that I didn't create that. I yield.
We've really made progress tonight.
Yeah, we did.
I appreciate you.
Hey, what was your question of the day over at LettermanRow.com?
Yeah, so I got a question. It was like, what do you feel like the grades coming out of training camp are for every position on the roster? So that covered Monday and Tuesday, because I had to break it into it. I was like, I can't write 10,000 words about Ohio State today. So let's break it up. I didn't want to. Let's put it that way.
Fair.
It was possible, but it wasn't going to be a realistic ask for me. I had other things to do, especially for the Austin and Birm show on 97.1 The Fan and 10 TV. And the question really wanted to make a difference between like where I thought they were and where you come back and revisit if I was right after Texas, because all this is projection now. So I tried to treat it that way. Did they accomplish the things that they needed to in August? Yeah. How did it match up with what I thought it was going to look like going into August? So I think
Did you see Phillip Daniels as perhaps the starting right tackle for Ohio State?
I didn't, but that's a reminder of a position group that I already thought that they were going to be really good, really deep. I'd said this is going to be the most versatile and deepest unit that Ohio State has had on the offensive line in the 14 years that I've covered them. That bore itself out. I don't view it as a a problem in any shape or form. Like, we got this question a lot too. Like, shouldn't Ethan Onyanwa have been able to hold on to this job? We don't know what that's going to look like
Ohio
on Saturday.
State, everything is very competitive.
You're going to compete.
And he might.
But I also don't think that he did anything wrong to lose it. It was more of they didn't know what they necessarily had 8 months ago in Austin Sareveld as a left tackle. And Phillip Daniels also came in the winter through the transfer portal, and they were going head-to-head. They had 3 guys that they could feel legitimately good about, throw a 4th in there with Ian Moore. Okay, well, now we're in that spot where there's potentially 10 guys that can all play for Ohio State on the offensive line. So I thought that they were in A. I thought that they would be in A. They didn't suffer any injuries. Not that you would necessarily want to grade anybody down.
A disease has not taken their room down this year.
Didn't have to spread out the meetings on the indoor at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center because hand, foot, and mouth was going through. Hey, that's a real plus for the unit there. So, I think that the defensive line got a B from me. The only B's that I gave out was for the defensive line and for the quarterback situation. And that's largely not an inability, not a lack of talent. It's inexperience. No matter how it played out with Julian Sand or Lincoln Kienholz, we all thought that Julian Sand would win that job eventually. He did.
Yep.
There's going to be growing pains. That's a simple fact of playing the position.
Oh, don't say that. This past hour, you just said that Julian Sand's going to go out and throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns this weekend.
That's not what I said.
Oh, you said imagine a world in which we're living that he did do that.
You spun you're now trying to incept me and say that I thought there were going to be games where that was going to be possible. And then we said, let's imagine a world where the headlines on Sunday are Julian Sand outduels Arch Manning and Paul Feinbaum's head is literally exploding on live television.
Spontaneous combustion.
Like, just exploding. I'm not saying that can't happen. If he has to throw for 400 yards in this game, then it's going to look completely different to what I expect Ohio State, Texas to be.
Hammer the over.
With a defensive battle.
if it's that case.
Yeah, definitely do that. But, if that's the uncertainty, and it's not, again, a reflection of not having enough bodies that are capable on the defensive line, not having confidence in Julian Sand and or Lincoln Kienholz, depending on how the season progresses. But, hey, I think everyone thought they would get to the middle of the month and it would be like definitive no-brainer, no doubt. This is what's going to happen at quarterback. And Ryan Day did say there was separation for Julian Sand, but you're still hearing some of the challenge to take the next step as a leader, to command the huddle. That's still ongoing. And it's fine that he hasn't done that. Will Howard had 4 years of college experience before that became the role for him. When we think back to the September of C.J. Stroud's first year starting, when did he become the C.J. Stroud that we know? It wasn't that he threw for 480 yards against Oregon. It was still after that. The Tulsa game was wonky. Kyle McCord started against Akron.
Yep.
And you had this Ryan Day saying publicly, like, C.J. has to decide how much he wants this. And then
it's going to take time.
And it does take time. I'm not saying that anybody has to be a finished product on Saturday against Texas. There's going to be unfinished products on their lineup too. So those are the spots where I look at it and it's like, okay, there's maybe the biggest chance to reevaluate after Texas. Maybe we won't get to that point for Ohio State until after Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Even after OU, right? That's the first bye week, September 20th. First 3 pack of games are done. 25% of the season is already in the bag.
But some of the stuff has already changed because I think given the nature of the way we talked about the defensive line going into camps, like, well, Caden Curry and Kenyatta Jackson are back, and Edric Houston and Caden McDonald are right there. If you only graded the starting lineup, you're like, well, that's it. You couldn't ask for a lot more. They may be inexperienced, but they've all been in the program for at least a year. Edric Houston's the least experienced of that group. Like, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the next wave. And you would say, well, who's it going to be? Will Smith, Tywan Malone, Jarquez Carter, Jason Moore. And we still don't really know what that's going to look like, but I would have thought that maybe that would have been a C going into training camp, and they've changed the perception about that unit more than any other one on this roster for Ohio State. So
I think easily the defensive line has.
So
given the narrative that we talked about for months and about the lack of depth and top-end talent, I think, and again, we'll find out Saturday, right? I mean, it's a big-time opponent coming in here. We don't need to break that down. But everything in training camp and listening to the leaders on this team talk has been nothing but positive about the defensive line. And I'm more inclined to listen to those guys because they go against them in practice every day.
Do you know, Beam, what the most significant. You asked me when we started the show, like, what did you hear? What did you learn from Ryan Day? The thing to me, what do you think was the one thing that I heard that I was like, oh, boy, that's the most significant?
The most significant thing?
Yeah.
Who's going to be returning punts and kicks?
Yeah, no, I didn't get an answer on that. So the thing that we actually got addressed specifically
is Edric Houston on track to play against Texas?
The defensive tackles that Ryan Day brought up. And what do I like to do? I like to read those tea leaves, what names are being mentioned. And he said, well, you have Edric Houston, you have Caden McDonald, you got Will Smith. He named those three. Then there was a little bit of a pause. He was like, okay, Tywan Malone, Jarquez Carter.
Yeah.
It's not an accident when they say it. And this has happened now with Ryan Day. It's happened with Matt Patricia. It's happened with Larry Johnson. Edric Houston brought him up. This is a true freshman. And you know that I don't like to get ahead of these things. Oh, who's going to be the instant impact
Come on, man.
guy?
Build that hype train. Let's start doing it.
Well, it's not me doing it. They've done it. I didn't have to. They've done that work for me. He's come up repeatedly throughout the month. And we're at this point, it's game week against Texas. They don't have to gas anybody up. No. They don't have to start a hype train. They believe that Jarquez Carter is going to play. Now, what does that mean on Saturday? Probably no more than like 10 snaps, but that's the best-case scenario, right? But that's a reminder that maybe some of this depth work is happening.
Who graded out the highest position for you?
Well, the wide receivers have Jeremiah Smith back.
Okay.
You might have heard of him before.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty safe answer. Best player in college football.
You have
tight ends
Jeremiah.
group right behind them.
I didn't have them as an A+, but I love the tight ends. I just am not going to go as far as the tight ends themselves to say we are the best position group on this team, because I have eyes, and they see Jeremiah Smith, and they see Carnell Tate, and they see Brandon Ennis.
Where'd the linebackers grade out for you?
That was an A. Yeah,
should be.
Yeah, they're pretty good. There's a lot of A's, Beam. This is a super talented team.
Yes, it is. We need to see it, right?
We do. But again, you go across this, and it is the spot where there's inexperience, where you kind of like, okay, I'm uncertain, or pull back a little bit. It could easily become an A across the board. By the time Ohio State finished off the college football playoff, what position group would you say is not performing at an A level? They all were. That's why they won a national championship.
Absolutely.
I think that potential exists on every single position unit on this team.
We're going to give away a pair of tickets to Ohio State and Texas live at Yogi's coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Game day glory starts here, Columbus. The 2025 Polestar 3 is built to win, delivering Scandinavian luxury, cutting-edge design, and up to 350 miles of range. Right now, lease yours for $399 a month for 27 months with $55.99 due at signing, and score $15,000, double the EV tax credit. Visit Polestar Columbus on the Buyers Imports campus by the airport, the only place in Ohio where you can see, feel, and drive the difference. Monthly lease payment of $599 per month for 27 months. Offer expires September 30th, 2025. See dealer for details or visit polestaroffers.com.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix, guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. And you never compromise your appetite with our golden brown bread that's baked fresh in store. And you never compromise your wallet with our lower prices. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium presented by Experience Columbus. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium into the press box and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium tours offer a variety of options and pricing. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour. Ohio Stadium Tours, presented by Experience Columbus.
Hi, I'm Archie Griffin, two-time Heisman Trophy winner. The right coverage can be a game changer, both on and off the field. That's why Encova Insurance is prepared for what's next and protects what matters most to you. With independent insurance agents in your neighborhood and innovative insurance products that can be tailored to fit your unique needs, Encova Insurance is an easy win for your peace of mind. For auto, home, and business insurance, you want Encova on your team. Visit Encova.com today to find an agent near you.
Keep your summer fun going in the family-sized Toyota Highlander or the bigger, more powerful Grand Highlander with 3 different powertrains and a full-size third row. Now through September 2nd, get a new 25 Highlander or Grand Highlander with 4.99 APR financing or 5.99 on new Highlander and Grand Highlander hybrids. Subject to approved credit through TFS. Plus, get 2 years no-cost maintenance included. For complete details, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing The Fan 2. A totally different radio station is coming to 1460 AM, The Fan's HD2, and The Fan app. Your home for Bob and Tom mornings and Jim Rome in the afternoons. It all starts Tuesday, September 2nd.
Jump on board now with the 20-pound summer slim down with Awaken 180 weight loss. Drop 20 pounds before summer ends and cruise into fall with a new routine of better health. Do what I did and find your results with the solution for weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Parents, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Go for it.
We're listening.
Yeah. Are your teens good with money?
She's a good kid.
She's the
but
best,
yeah.
I get it. Switch to Huntington Bank, and your teen debit card can really help.
Oh?
You can set spending limits, and your kid can track budgets, so they learn that money doesn't, in fact, grow on trees.
I think we need this.
Sounds good, yeah. We feel you, parents. Let's get more from teen banking. Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Weston Air Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Call the plumbing, heating, and cooling technicians at The Waterworks and header today. Call 614-232-2222. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Final segment for us here at Yogi's in Grandview. A big thank you to everyone who has popped by here this evening or through our last 8 to 10 weeks out here. It really has been awesome. The staff over at Yogi's have been terrific. Our great friends over at Coors Light have been terrific as well. So a big thank you to them. Austin, we have come to that part of the program. We were giving away a pair of tickets to go see Ohio State in Texas.
When's that game?
That game is Saturday at noon over at the Horseshoe. In front of me, I have a Coors Light bucket. In that bucket, there's probably about, 70 tickets maybe, 70 or so raffle tickets to be able to win the pair of tickets. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this bucket up real high.
On your head?
I can put it on my head or right here. You're going to reach into said bucket, grab a ticket. Grabbing.
I have one ticket.
Okay, Austin has one ticket in his hand. That is the winning ticket. It is in front of me currently. Do you want to read the ticket or do you want me to read the ticket?
This is ticket number 856-28.
856-2801.
856-2801. And we're looking for Matt Greco, I think. I hope I didn't mess up that name, but we have a name and a number.
Okay, name and a number. You did a very good job. Now, here's the funny thing. At Yogi's, we're on like a 30-second delay here, so nobody in this building knows yet if they have won or not. So I'm just going to let everybody in here get a chance to listen to what Austin just had to say, and you're going to get a live reaction.
This is wild. There's a yell in there. Somebody won. Heard that they won tickets to go Ohio State.
All right, there's our winner right there.
Right. Here we go. You can verify.
You need to verify the ticket. Congratulations to Matt. He's going to be going to see Ohio State.
Matty G, my guy.
Matty G out here.
Congratulations.
Big congratulations to him. Again, huge thanks to everybody for popping over tonight at Yogi's and getting a great opportunity to win a pair of Texas Ohio State tickets, which is great.
Yeah. And now he can come break down the game with us.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations.
Absolutely. You want to come break down the game with us?
Hashtag Buckeyes rolling like.
Big congratulations. Go see my man Grant with Coors Light. We'll get you taken care of, Matt. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. come out, you get to drink some beers, have a good time with the buddies, and then you're going home with some tickets to see Ohio State and Texas. Number 1 versus number 2, and the only poll that matters.
That is right. That would be the coaches poll because the AP poll is dumb. Austin, before we get out of here today, our fan poll at 971thefan.com or on X at 971thefan. Outside of the wide receiver room, which offensive position group do you have the most confidence in on Saturday against number 1 Texas? Quarterback, running back, tight end, or offensive line? Which one graded highest for you?
That would be the offensive line for Ohio State. And I feel like a broken record at this point. It's just, we had Mayer break down all the different permutations. Like, that's how deep Ohio State is.
30-some thousand permutations.
Now, they probably shouldn't do all that because some guys are better at tackle, some guys are better at guard, some are centers. But you just look at this group, and Austin Saravel has become so critical. I just can't imagine that he's not going to be highly motivated and highly ready to play out there at left tackle and protect Julian Sand. Same with Luke Montgomery. Like, physically just looks like a completely different person. Started noticing some of that shift for him in the middle of last season, like right before Northwestern. He walked into Wrigley there and was like, whoa, when did he become an adult? Yeah. He's like, losing some of that baby fat. And, like, because these guys, they continue to work during the season, obviously. He wasn't playing a ton. He was frustrated. He talked about in training camp.
Get on that grind.
He's like, I wanted to know why I wasn't playing when there were injuries that were happening. And he was kind of, he said he was ticked off about it. Took that challenge to heart. Carson Hinsman, same deal. There's a bunch of good stories, but they're also, like, really, they were recruited for a reason. They've put in multiple years into the program. And they're going to be critical to beating Texas and protecting Julian Sand and opening rushing lanes, all the things that are obvious about football, but they're positioned to do it. I don't think there's any reason to go into Saturday uncertain about Ohio State's ability to block and hold up front.
Well, I think certainly the importance, too, of establishing what you're good at, Austin, whether that be the run game or maybe you specialize more in pass pro, whatever it is for this Ohio State offensive line, they have the very important task of getting their quarterback up to speed in an environment in which we've never seen him play before. And that comes with making sure that he's not under duress and he has the ability to throw the ball to a Max Clare, to a Jeremiah Smith, to a Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis. Name your weapon for this Ohio State offense. It's utterly important that Ohio State, that offensive line, that unit gives their quarterback time and establishes the run game too.
Well, that's the best friend. I mean, you mentioned Max Clare and Brandon Ennis in that conversation. Like, they're going to have winnable matchups, and I don't want to lean too heavily into Ryan Day and the make the routine plays routinely. Mm-hmm. We've heard that so much, but
yes, we have.
It's not going to be on Saturday, in my mind, about is Julian Sand going to hit the deep bombs? Is he going to stretch the field?
It's going to be on mine.
Yeah, I talked with Dane Sanzenbacher about this for another show on 10 TV, and he's like, just go out there and, like, don't hold anything back. Be the most aggressive version. Like, you can do that without saying the ball is traveling 50 yards through the air deep down the field and, like, just Jeremiah, just go run a 9, or, like, put Bryson Rodgers in there to go run a fly pattern down the field. You don't have to do that. And I think it's going to come down to what made Will Howard so successful in this offense a year ago. Like, you line up either one, even today. In training camp a year ago, we were looking at Julian Sand. It's like, well, the ball comes out of his hand different. Like, if you were just evaluating the throwing ability, like, clearly you would want Julian Sand over Will Howard. What set him apart, aside from all the leadership things that we talk about, he became successful in the Ohio State offense because the stuff that was schemed up and that was the easier layup throws, the screens, the slants, the stuff over the middle, Will Howard didn't miss those. He was like 80% completion percentage on those. And if Julian Sand can do that, Ohio State didn't have to tear people apart on deep shots throughout the course of the year. That's not the best way to build a consistent offense. So if you can put a running game in place and then put Julian Sand in positions where the throws are a little bit easier or they're winnable matchups, there's not a defense that's going to be able to take away every weapon Ohio State has.
Absolutely there's not, which is great. How much are you looking forward to getting back in the Woody tomorrow for first player availability? Do we know who's going to be talking tomorrow or not?
Wednesday night will be captains. We'll have a lightning round with Ryan Day, which I feel like we should give him that one off. He doesn't need it during the week of the opener.
He does need to answer the question if Matt Patricia's joining Brian Hartline in the press box, though.
I think he should just answer that one and then leave, like a mic drop. But we're going to get the 4 captains, Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Austin Saravel, and Brandon Ennis. So I'm very excited for that. I think we'll probably try and squeeze in a few extra interviews with those 4 for the beat on Friday. We have a special edition that will be on 10 TV Plus that's an extended version, so you can get on your bike and go even longer on Friday morning.
I will. Promise you.
But excited for everything that's coming for the rest of this week. As you said, tomorrow's Wednesday. Player availability, we're halfway done at that point. It's going to be Ohio State, Texas right before we know it.
Absolutely it is. Justin Zwick's going to be in the studio with me tomorrow for our Shorty Show. Very excited to get to work with Jay-Z. We might even call Austin live from the Woody before we talk to Joshua Perry tomorrow at 6:30
Why not?
as well.
I've got a phone.
You do have a phone, and it works. Murph also made fun of you tonight when he was hanging out with us as well for not having a computer, and you said, what do I need a computer for? Computers are for nerds and people who need to look things up, and you don't even need to do that.
I just believe, Beam, that if I have to rely, and maybe people would sometimes like it if I gave more accurate statistics, but I'm a vibe guy.
Yeah, you are a big vibes guy.
And a computer can't give me vibes. Why do I spend all this time in the Woody Hayes Athletic Center and talk about this team 365 days a year if I have to go just stare at a laptop? Like, if I can't do this with just you and me talking about the Buckeyes,
just two dudes talking ball,
I got to go find something else to do. But until then, no computer.
Well, I like hanging out with you. The weird thing about game week, Austin, is I only get to hang out with you like one or two times a week compared to what it was in the summer. Since Buckeye Roundtable takes our spot on Monday, I feel like we need to pack a whole lot in for these 2 hours, these cherished hours we have together.
Sounds like we need a day of Austin and Beam on the Austin and Birm Show.
It does sound like that. Buddy had a great time tonight. Thanks for coming out here. I'll see you Monday, Labor Day, when we do a show, because Buckeye Roundtable's on that Tuesday.
All right, that's news to me, but I'll be there.
That staff schedule hasn't been put out yet, but I'm guessing some point maybe later in the week it will. Everybody have an awesome night. Again, thank you to everyone over at Yogi's for coming out, our great friends over at Coors Light, and all the fantastic servers out here at Yogi's. Just a reminder, tip your bartender. I'll be back tomorrow with Jay-Z. ESPN Radio is up next on The Fan.
Matty Ice has a large tattoo on his calf of LeBron eating a lion. I have nothing else to say. Rockman and Ice.
Weekdays from noon to 3.
The Fan.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you're planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Our clients deserve for us to care, and they deserve to feel serviced. They have questions, and they deserve answers. We're counselors first because I'm not selling them anything. I'm trying to teach clients how to protect themselves. At Curtis & Associates, we're personal injury attorneys. We've helped and continue to help hundreds and hundreds of clients every year. That's important to us. If you've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault, call now. 614-GOT-HURT. That's 614-GOT-HURT. Curtis & Associates. Attorneys who care.
Love your Buckeyes? Love Donato's Pizza? Love cookies? Then you're really going to love this. It's Donato's new Buckeye Cravings Combo. A large one-topping pizza served up with 4 decadent peanut butter frosted chocolate cookies, all for just $19.99. Perfect for game day or any day here in Buckeye Nation. Order your Donato's Buckeyes Cravings Combo today. More pizza, more cookies, more Buckeyes. Donato's. Gotta love more.
The best outcomes for treating cancer come from early detection and early diagnosis.
The James Cancer Diagnostic Center at Ohio State
is designed to provide rapid evaluation and a clear diagnosis.
We are transforming care by giving patients direct access
to cancer experts who study and treat cancer every day.
If you think you have cancer, the choice is clear.
Choose the James Cancer Diagnostic Center.
Experience Buckeye Game Day like never before. Welcome to the 1922 Club, the most exclusive space inside Ohio Stadium, where luxury meets tradition in the heart of Buckeye Nation. Enjoy upscale food and beverages and a game day atmosphere like no other. Create lasting memories with friends and mingling with other Buckeye fans, and celebrate every OHIO in ultimate comfort. Become a member of the 1922 Club today. Memberships are limited. Visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Broadcasting from the